We want to be able to find some documentation showing the evidence of them calling Australia.
It's Friday morning east of Manila in the Philippines. Australian cybercrime investigator Ken Gamble has travelled thousands of kilometres to uncover the call centre he alleges is linked to an elaborate scam.
So we're just about to do a raid on an office which we believe is a call centre scamming Australians out of bogus investments.
Local police are leading the raid.
This is the office? Let's go.
Inside the call centre are dozens of Filipinos. Ken Gamble believes this is where the scam starts, obtaining sensitive information.
So you're surveying them to see whether they're interested in investing?
Investing or not.
Oh, okay. Where do you say you're calling from? Australia? Yeah. You tell them you're calling from Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way they conduct the survey is already a fraud.
Yeah.
He claims the next step is people are contacted by another group who are fake financial planners.
They have intricate knowledge of how self-managed super funds are set up, and they've had a lot of experience in scamming people in this particular area. So they become very, very good at it, and they're able to put all the bells and whistles onto the scam to make it look legitimate.
Very slick. I would have never thought it was a scam at all. I was, normally I hang up on those sort of things, and you know what I mean?
Builder Rob Wade fears the large chunk of retirement savings he lost in a scam is linked to the call centre. It started with a phone call in May last year. It was a man calling with a number from a New South Wales area code.
Sounded Aussie to me. There was two guys I was dealing with, Justin, and Justin was the fellow who was basically talking us into it, and then Michael was the fella who was the financial guy.
Sounds like.
The men claimed to be with Australian Securities Administration Limited, or ASAL Group. The slick pitch was about using a self-managed super fund to invest in a Morgan Stanley product. But Morgan Stanley told 730 ASAL was not authorised to promote and sell to customers.
It looked fairly interesting, and he sort of let me sort of sit on it for a couple of days. So there was never any pressure about it.
Over 5 days, Rob checked key details like the Australian business number and financial services licence. The Queenslander transferred almost $200,000.
When I actually got the bank account details, which we had to transfer the money into, I thought it was an Australian bank, ANZ. It can't be a scam. They actually supplied me with an app, and you could see everything on the app, what was going on. It showed me what the money was doing.
6 weeks later, Rob heard he'd been scammed.
Felt a bit sick, to be honest. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it.
On a flashy website, Australian Securities Administration Limited claimed to operate from this building in Sydney, and the company name was taken from a business owned by financial giant AMP. AMP put out an urgent security alert in June last year. Too late for some.
They will just clone the name, and they will clone the credentials, and they will set up a website, make it look just like the real one, and they will then tell the victim to actually go ahead and check them out. So it's very cleverly cloning the legitimate credentials of a real company.
Louis Rinaldi's retirement plans are also in tatters after losing several $100,000 to the scam. The IT professional, who says he also did his own detailed checks, still finds it difficult to accept.
Many a sleepless night, Michael. Yeah, I mean, I thought I would have had, thought I had my retirement kind of mapped out pretty well, but and some people could say it was my fault. I actually openly sent that money, but I was obviously scammed, and I was scammed by some very, very, very clever people that have a lot of resources behind them. Yeah, that's right. I saw the first deposit.
Louis' money was paid into the same ANZ account as Rob Wade's. He believes the bank owes him and other victims an explanation. He says a detective with Victoria Police told him the money was moved quickly.
He informed me that the funds within the ANZ account had all been sent overseas, either overseas or in crypto, and he informed me that that happened within 24 hours. Ideally, ANZ would be able to refund me everything I put in there, because as far as I'm concerned, ANZ dropped the ball.
ANZ declined an on-camera interview request. In a statement, the bank says after becoming aware of the ASAL scam, it reported the matter to Victoria Police and cannot comment further.
Well, I didn't sign anything, I didn't approve anything, so I was very shocked that my super had been rolled out.
Anna Longford was also targeted by the scammers. She gave them her personal details but hesitated. Without her consent, her super fund paid $170,000 to a Westpac bank account.
Once I received that email saying that my money was all gone, I felt physically ill because, you know, that's my life savings for my super. So while the document should have raised alarm bells, was the actual rollout form was fraudulently signed by somebody else, and it was stamped by a JP in Victoria.
After making a complaint, Anna got her money back.
When we were building up the surveillance in the Philippines.
Acting on behalf of Australian victims, Ken Gamble's team of investigators tracked people they suspect are key players in the Philippines.
This is surveillance footage filmed as a lead-up to the raid when we were gathering evidence to prove that the owner was actually involved in this call centre. And we obviously were able to track the owner to the call centre.
In Metro Manila, Philippines police are raiding the home of a British man. He's allegedly involved in running the call centre. Authorities are continuing to investigate whether he has links to the scams targeting Australians.
So we understand why we're here.
No charges have been laid against him or 30 others, as authorities continue to comb through the contents of computers they've seized.
So if he's charged with cyber fraud related offences, which we hope he will be, depending on the evidence, once the forensic examination is completed, we hope to find evidence that may implicate him in our client's frauds, and those offences carry between 6 to 12 years in prison, with a minimum of 6 years in prison.
Rob Wade is desperate to get his money back, or he'll be working for years to make up the shortfall. So Rob, I've made this video to show you what happened on the raid in the Philippines. Shall we have a look?
Yes, please.
The police, while they're searching this computer here, they have found Rob Wade's name and his contact details in the database. So his name and other victims as well.
What's your reaction to seeing that?
It's amazing, isn't it? How do they get my information?
So you never consented to sharing your information with anybody in the Philippines?
No, not at all. It's just amazing what they can get up to, really. I had no idea.